Ladies and gentlemen, today we're about to unveil an electrifying mystery case. It's time to reveal all Chen's. According to the staff, that day Lai Liang erupted like a volcano, fighting for the last piece of orange. Let me repeat, you really have to give it to me. I'll say it again, still nada. But Fang Mingxin flatly denied it, claiming his spat with Lai Liang was like a ping-pong match, not a big deal at all. Besides, Fang Mingxin said he intended to meet Lai Liang but ended up playing hide and seek instead. So, he wasted a trip and went home solo. What a comedy. Old Chen compared Fang Mingxin's fingerprints to the scene, and they matched perfectly like a pair of lovebirds. Old Chen decided to act fast, quickly snagging Fang Mingxin. But when they arrived at his place, he had already pulled a Houdini. So the police swiftly issued a wanted notice, like hunting down a missing cat. They soon caught Fang Mingxin, but under questioning, the guy was as stubborn as a mule, refusing to confess. The chief approached them, mumbling, "Why chase after a ghost? Murderers don't confess, you know. As long as there's their fingerprint, Fang Mingxin is toast," but the chief told Old Chen to back off like it was a soap opera. However, Old Chen felt a nagging doubt in his gut, thinking, this situation can't be that simple, right? The feather samples they sent for testing finally came back. It was like handing in a test. This kind of feather can only be found around Huangshan. Clearly, the killer came from far and wide. After investigating, Old Chen found that Fang Mingxin had never visited Huangshan, but that guy San had been working. Could the killer be more than one? The truth was starting to feel like a riddle, frustrating. Old Chen and partner rushed to Asan's workplace, like being late. They discovered 2 lovebirds in Asan's dormitory, definitely not what you call bird flu. All evidence pointed to Asan, and Old Chen was plotting how to reel him in. But unexpectedly, the factory manager babbled, saying Asan had skedaddled 15 minutes ago. Oh boy, time is money. So they jumped in the car and went chasing after him. They managed to intercept Asan on the road, but alas, he wasn't the killer. Or what a letdown. Asan was stealing cash from Lai Liang's place when Lai Liang unexpectedly returned. So Asan had to hide in the bathroom. It was almost like a comedy film. While hiding in the restroom, he heard Lai Liang talking to another friend, and then came the scream and splashing water, the plot thick. He peeked through the door and saw Lai Liang's lifeless body, thinking, man, today is just not my day. Beyond the mountains, there was indeed someone else, but before Old Chen could dig deeper, the chief pulled a surprise and called them. As the investigation deepened, Old Chen sensed conspiracy, feeling Fang Mingxin might not be the killer. Thus, the feather issue was still unresolved, just like an enigma waiting to be unraveled. Old Chen ordered Xiao Kaiyan to head back, while he stayed behind to conduct a covert investigation. He learned a few days ago, the forest ranger stopped a car with animal corpses in the trunk. Really creepy. There were 2 people in the car, one was named Lin Fujin, and the other was a mystery. The license plate was 8,826,411. On the surface, it seemed unrelated to the case, but Old Chen pondered that the feathers on Lai Liang could have fallen from the wrench, meaning the murder weapon was the wrench, and the true killer was among those 2. But if that's the case, then what's up with Fang Mingxin's fingerprints? It's giving me a headache. Just as Old Chen was scratching his head, 2 strangers suddenly blocked his path, as if had stumbled upon a supernatural. What exactly do you intend to do? Please stay calm and behave yourself, will you? With that, the trio started a boxing match, but Old Chen fell quickly, losing even his case notes. Luckily, a car pulled up, and Old Chen leaped in a ninja-like fashion, escaping successfully. The next day, Old Chen returned to the precinct and reported his findings, and they attacked Xiao Kaiyan. But Xiao Kaiyan urged him to let it go since the chief had already warned him, fearing he'd get tangled up. You might get in trouble if you keep digging, Xiao Kaiyan said, genuinely concerned. But police duties wouldn't let Old Chen quit, even though Fang Mingxin's fingerprints were there like a mystery drama. He couldn't wrongfully accuse anyone, even knowing the truth behind the case was way more complicated than he'd imagined, like a roller coaster animated feature. Before long, Old Chen tracked down the car by its license plate, and lo and behold, found a wrench in the trunk. The car belonged to the militia, driven by Liu Qiuqiang from earlier, full of suspicion. Turns out he and Lin Fujin had gone poaching in Huangshan, and the killer was either one of them or perhaps both. Old Chen went to Liu Yuogan's house but found no one to hide and seek. Confusion was also nowhere to be found, as if had vanished into thin air. That afternoon, Old Chen chatted with a colleague about the case, and two major conundrums began to sit. One was the killer's motive, and the other was why Fang Mingxin's fingerprints were on the cup at Lai Liang's house. There's no way his fingerprints should be in the cup at Lai Liang's place. Just then, a casual gesture from a colleague made Old Chen have an epiphany. That's mine, Lao Lu. This cup, yes, it can be like this. They could use movable fingerprints to pin the blame on someone else. Exactly, the killer must have that capability. They must know both Fang Mingxin and Lai Liang. Ming Hui, I think there's an untold story behind this case. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the exciting content coming your way.